turn solid red once it's started. It's spinning now, or solid red. Welcome everybody to the show. Look who I have in the studio with me. I've got somebody very special, and that's right. And we're going to talk to her about a really nice business that she has for businesses. And if you're a business you want to listen into, Carla Vaughn. Welcome, Carla. Welcome to the show. I'm happy to see you here. It was so nice to have you on the elevator. You were talking. You said, how are we going to do this? We improv. But because you're such a well-versed individual on helping businesses and doing things, we're going to do it the same way here, so you feel real comfortable with what she has to offer and what she has to deliver. Now, one thing I want you guys to know is I'm going to let Carla introduce herself, because she would do a better job than me trying to go over everything that she's done, everything that she stands for, and everything that she is now with the WOW organization. I'm going to patch into her right now as she'll give you a little outlook on who she is, where she comes from, what she's doing. You ready to go, Carla?
I'm as ready as I can be. So thank you so much, Henry. So this is always the who are you, why should I even listen to you kind of thing, and I get it. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about who I am, and then I'm going to say maybe why listening to WOW or Words of Wisdom is a good thing to do, especially if you're an entrepreneur, small business owner, someone just getting started or are struggling, doing that growth thing for your business. So first of all, obviously, I have been an entrepreneur. I have been one since about 1989, when I first became a financial planner with IDS American Express. So I spent a lot of years struggling being a financial planner. Anybody in the financial field definitely knows the struggle to get these clients, and they will always want you to hit people and all like that, and how do you build a business. So that was my first real introduction, followed with my first business, which was called Business Sense. That was business consulting and telemarketing. For those of you that remember telemarketing, oh, those good days. Now it's all automated. The mainstream business that I've done has been business and financial management services and Financial Literacy First, which is a nonprofit. So what WOW is, though, WOW is Words of Wisdom. And why that's special is, first of all, it's been on my to-do list for probably 3 years. Okay, and then guess what? COVID. So COVID has been a blessing and a curse for so many entrepreneurs. You have seen those that have made it, and you have seen those that haven't made it. And at the same time, you've seen new businesses pop up. So I always say there's nothing ever wrong when there's a disaster going on. There's just other opportunities and other ways to conduct yourself with business. So WOW started with a little extra free time because of COVID. And it really has spoken to my heart about the passion I have for entrepreneurs. My accounting business deals with 85% of the market. There is just small business owners, small corporations, those that have been in business for 4 or 5 years, again, in the growth phase. WOW, though, I wanted WOW to speak to not only those of you that are growing and struggling through your growth, but I also wanted to talk to those just starting up, starting at that, that green, it's time to go, it's time to do what my passion is. So anyway, without further ado, I do have my MBA in finance and international marketing. I have my BS in business administration, la-di-da-di-da. I'm very well credentialed, including various certificates and what have you, and honors. So that's the shorter version of me. I really want to find out about you as a business owner, because this is where my heart is.
Wow, that was well done. And see, I knew I couldn't do that. And I told Carl, I says, when you come on, I want you to introduce yourself, because you're going to give a better outlook on who you are, right? And you did a fine job. I really like that. For those who have small businesses, you want to take notes. You want to take these numbers down. You want to take the website address down, all the links, everything that Carla's going to give you right now as we go over all about wow. So,
Okay.
you know, you told me about yourself, and that kind of gives the cement to why she does what she does. Let's go over wow. Wow, even that word alone, the title of your business, wow, speaks for itself. What made you pick words of wisdom? Wow.
Well, actually, I wasn't sure that name was even available. I was literally said, "Oh my God, Words of Wisdom or Wow is available," um, because I think that for a lot of what we go through in life, especially as business owners, we have the aha moment, right? We have the I did it, or okay, I totally failed. I know why I failed, and now I can correct my behavior and do better. So, wow for me really represents that part of that aha moment, aha on the good side, and the aha of, gee, now I know what to do to make my life better.
And you know, we've talked on the phone and we've gone over some things that sometimes you'll talk to a lot of these different business owners or people who want your help or work. Too many people expect instant results or instant gratification. And you and I both know it doesn't work like that. It takes
It
time
doesn't.
to build. It takes time to get the
Mhm.
word out there. And that's why we're here. We're going to get the word out on Carla about wow. You're going to start seeing it all over on all the posters, all the social media sites, as well as our live broadcast that we're doing right now. If you're just listening in, you're going to still get the gist of what she has to say about the WOW organization, how it can help your business just by maybe calling her or letting her know what you need or what you're missing in your business. And there's lots of things that, whether it be financial planning, whether it be your books, whether it be your just your financial plan, a business plan that is not complete. If a bank needs a business plan, I mean, they're going to look at your business plan. If it's not complete, they're not going to give you no money.
Mm-hmm.
So there's all these variables that you do and that you can help. Now, first
Mhm.
we'll start with how do you find you on the website?
You can find us by the name of the business, which is wowforsmallbusinesses.com. Totally long, totally spell out the name, wowforsmallbusinesses.com.
And that's easy to go to. You go there, and if you Google it, Google usually brings up most of it. You just
Mhm.
put a few of the words in there. Now, when you go there, there is if you see it, you'll see Carla's picture up on there and how to get a hold of her, right?
Yes. The thing, though, is the plus is when you go, you get a sneak preview of what the webinars are all about. Okay, so it's very transparent and it's designed to help you understand why I'm doing this. It's not just about you as a small business owner and business tips and all that great stuff. It is also about that motivation, that faith, that spirit, that drive, that passion that keeps you in business, and really how to keep that going, because someone can stand behind you, Henry, all the time and say, you go,
Yeah.
rah, rah, right? I like that, and you're like, yeah, right. Okay, but now if someone stands behind you and you're running track and say, well, you know what, why don't you, like, tie your shoelace first
That's a good one, yeah.
before you take off, but then I will be behind you saying, go, go, rah, rah. It makes a whole lot of difference. You're going to get better performance. That's what I want to show the small business owner. You can get better business practices, better business basics, operations, attitude, and relationships, but you have to do it intently and with the knowledge that, you know what, nobody's out there to kill you. No one's out there to attack you, even though sometimes it feels that way.
And even you, Carla, know that it's constructive when you go out and you talk to somebody. It's always got to be very constructive in your dialogue with somebody on how to land that deal.
Mm-hmm.
And you even teach that too. I was
Yes.
looking at some of your stuff, and you come up there and you got the cold handshake, or you can feel just in the variable that may be the death of your contract right there. The death fish handshake. Have you ever heard of that one?
Yeah, I had to retire one of my doctors because
She's
every time I saw her, she was like that, and I was like, I don't have that confidence
in you.
you know, and that's
It's
absolutely
true.
part of the body language, and what we give off. We all give off energy, and we all give off auras, and all that good mystic 1960s stuff. Okay, but we actually do, and
That's
it
true
affects our
though.
business.
Energy is real. Somebody can walk in the room and light up the room with their energy, their spirit, their smile, and they're looking for a contract, they get the contract. The other one walks in
Exactly.
all, hanging lip, pissed off, and you can feel their energy. It's like,
Right.
do I really want to work with this individual?
Absolutely.
And you do teach this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're a small business, whether you have a lumber company, a car dealership, whether you're a mom and pop shop, whatever you're doing, and you're having a little difficulty in certain areas, or you're not getting the quality of business customers coming in, Carl will help you on that. Isn't that correct?
That's right. The whole thing is to engage the website. Again, that's wowforsmallbusinesses.com. Find what's bugging you that day. Okay, so if you're having one of these moments where you realize you simply need some upliftment because your client beat you down yesterday, then maybe how to elevate yourself, or maybe you're having cash flow problems. Our prosperity and 10 commandments of prosperity for business is awesome. And I know for those of you that are faith-based, we look at, thou shalt not steal. Basically, that equates to go out and get your own, okay?
That's right. Yeah, it's like, you and I both know you're an entrepreneur, used to be or still are.
Still am.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
you check it out, and you've learned so much, and you can't say that you haven't, because you made mistakes, and you've incorporated not making those mistakes, and you help other businesses on how not to make those mistakes.
Right.
Give us some examples that some of the businesses make, and there's common mistakes, and I've seen it over and over again, so have you.
Absolutely. And actually, I was talking to an associate of mine, and he wanted to get back with me about a book that him and I have been collaborating on. And I told him, I said, there are some times you have to leave things alone. I said it was my attempt at a very unique way of putting together this book. I don't feel it worked. That's why I never circled back around to my associate that was going to help. Letting go of those things that are time wasters, and I hate to say, those
real.
people
Yes,
too,
it's real.
that are time wasters, is very important. And you don't need to make apologies for it.
At all.
At all. You're right.
Now, there's this other variable, too, that comes with businesses, and a lot of people say this, well, I'm only going to put in 20 hours a week, I'm only going to put in this much a week, or, no. If you want your business to flourish, you work it as much as you possibly can to make it go. You don't try to work it like, I own the business. You ever seen that one?
Yes.
I'm going broke. Well, you've been at it only 20 hours for the whole week.
But also, too, there's one of the seminars, and unfortunately there's like 65, 70 on the inventory, but one talks about time management. And what we found out is, yes, you can be focused all you want, and if you're organized, it makes a whole lot of difference. But the optimum level, Henry, believe it or not, is 90 minutes for working. So you work 90 minutes, you get up, you take a 10 or 15-minute break, go walk around the house, walk around the office, go get something to eat, whatever, sit back down, do another 90 minutes. Your production alone is going to go through the roof.
That's right. And see, a lot of people say, oh, you just run that with no problem, it just run. It doesn't just run. I'm up at 11 p.m. at night, 5 a.m. in the morning. We're international, so I got to keep up with the time zones. That's the only reason. Oh, you're up late. No, not. It's the time zones. We got to be able to talk to the other sides of the world.
Absolutely.
It's different. It's very different. So, like you said, time management is very critical in running your own business. And if you need that kind of help, Ms. Carla Vaughn is here for you. Now, is there a phone number that you give out?
I do. It's on the website.
Okay, so go to the website. And
so you're always welcome to
and
give us a call.
they can chat with you, right?
Yeah. If you want, there's a 15-minute chat you can do. If you just want
free
some
of charge.
questions, free of charge,
Mm-hmm.
no problem. You can do the Contact Us page, and if you have
Go
something
right in.
specific, go into the website and do that. Again, I think the best thing is what I always call kind of self-introspection. There is actually one of the webinars is your relationship with you. So know what you need and know what you want. It makes all the difference in the world when you're talking about what is going to motivate you to do something, okay, whether learn another skill or to add something to your repertoire on positive thinking. What is it that you need? So you really should ask yourself that question first. That's going to help solidify what's the best webinar. It's going to solidify, do you have questions? Do you want to pick up the phone and talk to us for a few minutes?
Now, here's another thing I've always learned in running my business and stuff like that. There's never a problem, there's only a solution.
Love it.
And then there's the other thing I always say, there's always an answer, and if you're looking for it and you're trying to use that saying I just used, critical thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of people don't even know what that is. And I'm sure it's in one of your webinars. I'm sure it's
Yes.
there about how to sit, and there's always an answer for your problem.
Absolutely. There's one of the webinars where I make a joke about not everything's on Google.
That's true.
It is, but we are in a society right now where
Google it.
Google it. Listen, or YouTube it.
Oh.
Okay, or YouTube it. Okay. I'm telling you, that never replaces life experience, okay?
That's right.
So you can Google something and it may be how to streamline your business and it'll give you 10 great pointers, but until you do it and find out, oh, well, that worked good for that business, but it's not really working good for my business, that's when you need to start really looking at what are you doing as a business owner, how can you make things better, where do you see your own issues or challenges lying, and then what are you doing about them? I mean, so many times I know you, Henry, know that how many times you sit around, you're talking to people, and there's boo-hooing this and that, and you sit there and you say, oh, well, do you know if you just do blah, 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 blah,
yes, and
you can improve your situation, and instead they rather just
yes.
still say, yeah, but.
Yeah, it's, I call it negative Nancy.
Oh, yes, the negative Nancy's of the world.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and they'll never come out of that, and that's why they're not successful. Being successful, and coaches like you, and you've developed something that took a long time. This did not happen overnight. How long did it take you just to develop this website alone?
It took between the website and the inventory
And the webinars.
and the
everything.
webinars. Yeah, it took about 8 months.
See how
It took
long that
about
is
8
just
months.
to develop it, and then to go tweak it.
Mm-hmm.
You got to go in there and make sure that everything is functional and functioning the way it's supposed to function.
Absolutely.
And it's not easy. That's very difficult because in your business you have to be very critical on the specifics and the details.
Mm-hmm.
Because some people may be looking for a specific thing to help their business and they can't quite find it, but you have it tweaked out. Because I took a look and I kind of had to get an idea before we come on here
Of course.
of how it worked.
Mm-hmm.
And then that way we can just say, what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about you. Right? See how easy it is?
It
It's
is.
going to be easy.
It is. I think I think the biggest thing that I really hate to see is entrepreneurs, they go out of business too soon.
And let's talk about that. I had something to say right before you said that. She says they go out of business too soon. They have this grandiose idea of what needs to be done, what they want to do, what kind of business they want to have, but yet they have no clue what they're doing.
Right.
So go ahead and expand
Right.
on that. Is it?
So a part of it is people don't realize being a business owner is just like having a real 9-to-5 job.
That's right.
Okay.
And even more.
That's
And your
more,
second
there's more
job.
responsibility. Yeah. And what does that include? Well, I mean, it includes a business plan. First of all, laying your foundation, organizing your business, all that good stuff. Well, what about everything else? How do you get clients and all like that? It means you've got to start a conversation with somebody.
That's right.
Okay, I love texting and emails. They're all wonderful. It doesn't replace human contact.
On a phone call, I've said that a lot. I says, can we get off this text? I always say, can we get off this talk? You and I know how to get things done quick because we're both very busy. But yet, you and I still made that phone calls.
Absolutely.
And that was so critical to how we're doing this right now. We both understood each other. We both have the same goal, same objective, and how to get this done today.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like the way it's coming out so far.
Me too.
Now, the goal here is to get you businesses out there. If you need help, and we know you do, because after this COVID thing, it has socked the wind out of a lot of businesses who are just struggling out there still.
Mm.
There's other ways, there's other methods, there's other directions you can take. If you get on her website, she's got webinars on how to do things a little differently, how to bring that money back in a different way. It's not always the same way. Don't get complacent in your business, because if you don't morph it out to fit the way the business, I would say the way it is now with the COVID, now it's come back. So we got this climate of a new COVID, so you got to be very careful on how you run your business.
Absolutely.
Especially restaurants. My
Oh.
Lord.
Well, you know what? I'm bringing up COVID, and I know we've COVID ourselves to death, however, literally, for some people, so apologize for that. But the thing is that I have looked at COVID as a huge opportunity for businesses, small, medium, large, whether you're in startup, growth, or older. I mean, I had to do things with my accounting business that I have never done. I had to break out of my traditional model and start accepting clients that normally we don't take because we deal
different routes.
because it's like either stay in business
Or
and adjust or keep with what you've been doing for the last 20 years. And breaking out of that mold to do something different for the sake of survival for your business is huge. And sometimes what it is you having your own come to Jesus meeting with yourself, okay? And say, hey, I know you've been doing it the same way for a million years.
And it's hard to break that mold.
It is. But you need to
can't
stop
do
and
this, yeah.
change. You need to adapt. That's why a lot of small businesses go out of business. They just do not adapt or adapt quickly.
One thing we had in here a long time ago was Zoom. Before it became this big mainstream main thing,
Yes.
we were using Zoom, and everybody in here was like,
Oh, and Skype?
We didn't use Skype because
You
it
didn't use
doesn't
Skype at
function.
all?
It doesn't function as
Oh,
well as
okay.
Zoom, because we do peer-to-peer in here. We do it a little bit differently. Everybody was using it in here, but they were apprehensive. They couldn't change. And
Oh,
I go,
goodness.
you got to change. This is new. It's going to happen.
Mhm.
So everybody started changing. We got really good and accustomed to it. COVID hit. Everybody's on Zoom, and we are being asked. Here's what happened to us. How do you do that Zoom like the way you're doing it? Well, it costs you. We'll let you know. Here's our charge. We'll set you all up. The tools you need, everything you need. How to do compression. Compression is big out on Zoom. If you ever hear, even the big stations, you hear the person on the other side, and when they're talking, you hear that,
Yes.
That's compression problems.
Oh, wow.
So
All
there's
right.
all these variables that a lot of
Okay.
people don't understand with lighting, backdrops, everything on the other side. Every time they come on with us, we do a pre-check. No, you're light in the back. Close your
Oh,
windows.
okay,
Get your
yeah.
lights. No,
Uh-huh.
get down, adjust this, and we do that. And that's why our Zooms come in so nice.
Wonderful.
This is where it comes from. Like you said, how to adjust. We already had adjusted, but the other side hadn't adjusted.
Well, sometimes you have to wait for the rest of the world to catch up.
It was really cool. Like you said, it's sometimes the opportunity hits you and you don't even see it. So for small businesses, Carla's here. So give us the website address again.
It is wow for smallbusinesses.com. So WOWFORSMALLBUISNESSESS.com. Just like it sounds, all spelled out.
You
Wow
think a lot
for
of people,
small businesses.
you think a lot of people get held up with the long name?
I don't, and you know, and I've had a couple of questions on, well, why is it so long? Because every time I went in to do the whole acronym thing,
Oh yeah,
it was already taken. Yeah, and so I was like, you know what? That's okay, because I want people to think when you're typing in WOWFOR for small businesses, wow, words of wisdom, and you put in, you save it in your history, you know, for your IA stuff and what have you. I want you to think anyway, this is for me. That's what it is wow for small businesses. So when you think of that and you're putting it in, think, hey, I'm doing something for myself and for my business to improve my attitude and improve my knowledge base, to improve my spirits, to be motivated today, to get on and hear some really good words of wisdom for only 30 minutes, and I'm going to start my day. And that's what I want people to do. I want people to really
just go to the site.
Do it.
It's so
Yeah.
easy. I went in there, took a look around. I said, whoa. That's why I had to ask you, how long did this take you? This had to work you.
I was so blessed when I started this. I started it on my own, and I just didn't have enough tech knowledge.
Somebody came up and said, let me help you with this.
I know actually, and this is, again, one of the things I talk about is you got to get to the point where you realize you got to ask for help. And you know, I think the worst thing, Henry, is I meet so many, especially people new in business, they're so cheap. Stop being cheap. because what time you spend trying to learn something that's outside of your comfort zone is better spent saying, hey, I'm going to budget this, I'm going to engage a professional to do it, and my universe is a really great responsive universe, and it blessed me not with one, but two people who knew how to take my ideal and put it on the web. And it's just like Henry Ford. Henry Ford did not know how to build a car, okay? But
I could tell. No.
well, yeah.
No, just kidding. Tesla does.
True. But Henry Ford, his story, his life story, was how he became successful, is he surrounded himself by those people
who knew how.
The engineers, the designers, who could take his concepts and make them real. And this is kind of like part of the basis for WOW. I take those concepts of saying, hey, okay, the world beats you up. Now, this is how you're going to get over it. You're going to start saying in the morning, I am successful 3 times when you wake up. And you're going to say it like you mean it because you are successful, because you're going to make it through another day of putting that product out there, putting that service out there. So I want people to kind of think of me like that. Like, I'm the Henry Ford of words of wisdom.
And the words of wisdom strike a note big time on a lot of you businesses out there if you're listening. Or if you're listening for somebody else and you're saying, hey, you got to listen to this. Make sure and get them the word, get them the web address, which is wowforsmallbusinesses.com.
Mm-hmm.
And let them know how they can help themselves by getting on there and looking around. All you got to do is look around, because that's what I did. And I thought, wow. No, really.
Yeah, and
I was wowed with it. I was like, this is really good stuff. Who did this? I said, Carla, and then you fessed up. I had 2 people there.
I had 2 people to help.
I go, Jesus, this woman's got it down.
One of the funniest things is I'm doing a little testimonial with a lady named Suzanne, and at some point in the little miniature interview, I was like, wow, this is really great. And we just bust out laughing. Because at some point, I want you to get the aha moment. I want you to get the, okay, I'm going to be courageous enough to get up another day and try this again because I really believe in my ideal, or I really believe in my product, or whatever it is that you're doing. And that's part of the WOW experience, because that's really what this is supposed to be. It's supposed to be an experience for you. It's not just someone talking at you, say, get your butt up out of bed, and you said you wanted to be in business, go now, shoot, go do it. No, it's that with more understanding, because I know what this is about. My first business I started, Henry, in 1984.
Whoa.
Yeah, in Detroit. And I was younger. So a lot of things just kind of really went over my head.
Yeah, that's the thing too, younger people will start a business. There's some that are just well versed for it. There's some that just don't get it.
Well, what the few that really the under 30 crowd that I see in business, what I seem to get from them is a little overconfidence.
Yes, I see that too. And then the use of technology is good, but not to the extreme what they should be using it. There's some extreme technology, and you can see it here. There's the use of extreme technology that will help you in business, and her website is like that, because I can see it. I thought, when you told me, you built this.
Hey, no man is an island, okay? At all.
That is funny. I'm using that.
Yeah, no man is an island. I realized that I grew up with a father who was very stern and very proud, and he really did not believe in asking for help.
Whoa.
So as a young woman, I had to learn to reprogram myself.
I'm going to ask for help. Can you help me,
because it's in my mind that whatever's going on, I'm not going to ask for help.
And when you do ask for help, lots of people sometimes just come. Oh, sure, I'll help you. And you see the true people, the true value of people out there. And then you see those that you say are negative Nancy's, like, There are some out there that try to, I call it pee on your parade.
Well, true. And I recently was watching, I'm always into learning other people's stuff too. I was watching this webinar a couple of days ago, and it was talking about how our brains are programmed, and that in part there is like 80% of our brains are programmed for negativity.
Serious.
Serious, they say.
Something happened to me.
Something happened to all of us. But they say this is a long time encoded genetic message from the days of hunting and gathering.
Serious.
Yeah, that we are constantly in fear and ready to fight. And because of that, as things happen and unfold in our lives, we don't normally just take this positive attitude, you know?
Wait, but yeah, you're right about that, because I know that when I was born, the doctor spanked my mom and dropped me on my head. So I thought that's what happened.
That started the problem.
That's bad, I know. I had to throw that in there. Now, you're getting to hear about WOW right now. We're going to probably have to close it out. It's been a fun time. That time went by quick. Oh, sure, you can talk about that. And we want to show you something that you can purchase on the website right now. And as you hold it up, give me some time. Give me 20 seconds, because it takes time to zoom.
Okay.
Go ahead and hold it up and let them know what it's all about.
All right. So there's a store on the website, and in the store there's some posters. There's my famous little book here. It's called Puzzle Pieces of My Mind, From Transformation to Inspiration. So this really talks a lot. It's like half the book is all about kind of a little bit about my memoirs, but it's what I've learned from other people and their effect on me on the spiritual sense. And then there's the other half of the book, which is prose and poetry by my daughters and myself. So it's a very little different book, but the book is meant to help you understand relationships, and that every relationship is unique and special, and you always have something to learn from every single relationship. The other thing I have is our journal. So the journal has a little pocket, and it has a inner pocket here, so you can put your ID, you can put whatever, you can put your phone if you've got a small phone. So this is great for journaling. There's some designer pens on the site as well. So the journaling is great as you move forward and look to make changes in your life. Make a note of them. Make a note, because see, this is your story. This is your story. And then one last thing is some freebies. Okay, so one of the freebies is these placards. These placards are based on the 40 Days of Prosperity. 40 Days of Prosperity was introduced to me by the Unity religion when I was a Unity student back in the 80s and 90s. But this is free on the website, so there's a freebie if you would like one of those placards. It's a lengthy prayer, but what it is, it's all about recognizing the basics. And the basics is this, is each and every day, Henry, we are blessed, and we should be in gratitude, and we should be in praise for everything around us, because we have an opportunity every day to make someone's life better by what we do as a business owner or our relationships or whatever. We have that opportunity, and we need to be open to that.
And that's what spirituality is all about. A lot of people don't believe in it. Some do. Some have their own interpretation of spirituality. But this is nice.
Thank you. And there's disclaimers about the whole religious thing, okay? I'm a practicing Buddhist, but I've also been a Unity student and a Unitarian Universalist. And basically, they're kind of all muddied in the same waters. But
say that again slowly. I was really just
well,
no, really, say it again.
Okay, so I'm a practicing Buddhist, but I'm also a former Unity student and Unitarian Universalist, and they're all kind of muddied in the same waters.
Wow, that is
Okay.
now that's some good deep stuff for you to understand and listen to. It's really well put.
No, thank you.
I like that. I don't know how did you bring that? I mean,
Just off the top of my head, it just fell off. But you
That
know,
was good. I really
I don't
like
want people to have barriers.
That's
People immediately put up barriers if you think there's something religious and they're Seventh-day
Or
Adventists or
political,
Jehovah or something political.
something.
Yeah, and I just don't want that ever to be misunderstood in what I'm trying to do with WOW or anything that we have on our site.
Once
it's all
again,
spiritual,
WOW
not religious.
is
Words of wisdom. So WOW for smallbusinesses.com.
wow, and we're going to have Carla back again, because this is just the first of a few. And we told Carla we were going to have it last week, but we were having, I guess, you were traveling, and
Yes.
we wanted to make sure that we promoted this somewhat so everybody can get in here to hear this. And we're going to have her back for some more, so you can get more of what she has to say, because she has a lot more to say. We just gave you a little taste right now. And it went by so quick. It's like we were listening to so much good stuff. Go to her website, wowforsmallbusinesses.com. And for that, thank you for coming in here, Carla. This has been really, really, really good.
Thank
see
you
how
so
easy it
much.
was? I told you, it's not going to...
Yeah.
You said,
I didn't flub it too much today.
She didn't flub it at all.
Hey, don't send me any comments. Send me a text.
Yay, that was cool.
And the number is 000-000. I didn't say I could take criticism. I didn't say I liked it.
That's so funny. Okay, so with that being said, we'll see you all later. Coming up next, Ignite with Melissa on her 100th show here at KUHSdenver.com. Stay tuned for that coming up at 4 p.m. You're going to love the show. And for that, I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you, Carla.
Thank you so much, Henry.
Okay,
it's
bye-bye.
been awesome. Bye.